welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We are here in the Ondo village under the Tempest. Yeah, and the Ondo are a bit upset that suddenly the water is gone, and we hope to help around a bit to apologize for that. Serena, you won't believe who I just bumped into. This is Pausch's own. The very fellow I did business with prior to our ill-fated stay in Yulmore. I waited and you did not come. Then the missile came, but his visit did not continue. I'm truly sorry, Pausch. Things did not proceed as planned. Is there aught we can do for you by way of an apology? Perhaps. Where the dry return, a cavern to the north, is home to giant crabs. We do not fear a crab, for we are swifter swimmers. But now there is no water. We run and they scuttle close behind, snipping and snapping at with their claws. There are too many of them. Too many. I believe I can be of assistance there. What of you, Serenia? If you have not found a task, you're most welcome to join me. Indeed, I should appreciate the company. The dry return has a rather ominous ring to it. Where the dry return. And back to the village where I forgot to activate the Aetherite. Hoppala. Ach, was ist the Aetherite? Got to admit, I have not recognized it as such. You could crack their shells. You must be stronger than you look. I see you've reached your quota first again. I shall never be your equal in such tasks. Still, I would say we have reduced the local crab population to a far less threatening number. My thanks to both of you. You must have a reward. Nay, Pochon, this was to be part of my apology to you, remember? Besides which, the lack of water is our doing, for which we must also make amends. Might I convince you to tell us something about your village instead? I would very much like to learn more of you and your people. Very well. Before the flood came, it was said that our ancestral home was found in the seas to the south. It was utterly destroyed by the light. Only those who were out hunting survived. They swam aimlessly and lost, until they spied buildings here in the on the ocean floor. Strange buildings they were, and long had they stood under the water, yet somehow they had been spared the scars of time and current. These structures provided shelter for my people, protection from the Tempest's turbulent waters and the predators which hunted them within. Their very existence seemed a miracle. The first settlers pondered their good fortune. It was clear that the race who had built such wonders had guided that course, and from this did they discern the truth. That the ancients had chosen us to serve as caretakers of their eternal sanctuary until such time as they returned. Thus, if it is judged that your coming and the great vanishing of water was by the ancients' design, you will find warm welcome here. A truly astonishing history, yet I cannot help but wonder, how will the significance or otherwise of our arrival be decided? The ancients have blessed us with protection and prosperity. If your presence serves to bring us the same, there will be no doubt in the matter. It would seem our earlier decision was the correct one. We thank you for the lesson, Paujoan, and we'll continue to do all we can to assist your people. Should you desire our help with any other trouble, pray do not hesitate to ask. We should return to the task at hand. Only, do try not to overexert yourself, my friend. The risks far outweigh the gain. Serenia. I've learned aught of note. Fascinating, and precisely the sort of information I was hoping to hear. In fact, if you have a moment, I'd like to borrow your eyes to confirm a theory I've been working on. Come. Now, there are two tasks I would have you perform. The first requires you to inspect the buildings which surround the Ondo settlement and note their most distinctive characteristics. For the second, I wish you to use this knife to take scrapings of one of our remnant walls. Pray be as thorough as you can. I shall be waiting here for the results of your investigation. Inspect the structures of the Ondo caps for distinctive features. Camera. The tall, slender towers feature many elaborate windows, the likes of which you have seen nowhere else. Grab at the walls. You set the point of a blade against the wall, but even after applying considerable pressure, you cannot remove so much as a flake of stone. And what have you discovered? Yes, I would agree that the windows are most distinctive. It would seem the structures appear the same to both your side and mine. And you say you could not so much as scratch the wall, even with all your might behind the blade? Serenia, everywhere I turn in this place, my gaze is drawn to peculiar materials for which I do not have a name. The buildings I've had you investigate are prime examples. They may appear to be constructed of ordinary stone, but I assure you it's nothing of the sort. If pressed, I would describe the substance as a composite of several mineral properties blended to create a material of unparalleled durability. Even the Ronkan Empire, once the greatest power in Northrend, produced nothing which compares to this level of perfection. But if not the Ronkans, then who? Who were these ancients the Ondo claim as the architects of their sanctuary? I suspect our answers lie with a reason Emet Selch withdrew here to the Tempest. He may simply have wished to retreat somewhere mere mortals would struggle to reach, but there are many such remote locations. Why here specifically? Emet Selch is devoted to his role, and thus we might assume his choice of stronghold somehow serves the Astian agenda. Or mayhap it is a place more dear to him than any other. Are you saying this was built by ancient Ascians? That is my theory, that these structures are remnants of a time before history, of a star that was yet whole and unbroken. Such traces in the source would have been obliterated by the succession of umbral calamities, but here in the first, they might have remained untouched for millennia. A copy of a mural in the Quitana Revel. Emet presented it to me during my visit to Fano after our victory in Colosseum. Here, in the first scene, by Emet Selch's own words, it depicts a city of aeons past and the disaster which befell it. The design is much simplified, of course, but do you see the similarity between its towers and those you have just inspected? We are close to the truth, I feel. Let us search the surrounds for another tower, one which matches the picture near enough to remove all doubt. From what I've seen, not more than sand and more sand lies to the east, and the south held no such structures. I suggest we try our luck further to the northwest. You may view the Kitana Rebel mural at any time during this quest by using the relevant item in the key menu. The quest destination will not be displayed on the map. You must search for a structure with resemblance to buildings and the mural, then inspect it from the survey point. The survey point will be found nearby, in a location which allows a full view of the structure. Yeah, this thing here, maybe? It might be. Aye. This is the mural with large. Though I cannot guess at its purpose, it must have been an imposing sight. How much of a tower's height lies hidden beneath the ground, I wonder. Centuries of our history have settled upon such ruins. Countless layers of dust and sediment. An entire civilization. Its existence forgotten by all except a handful of Ascians. And yet it did exist. They lived here, in this city. But let us focus on what we've learned thus far. The honored chieftain spoke of mystery stirring, of a land illuminated. Judging by his words, he believes this phenomenon related to the ancients' return. Thus we can surmise that what we Ondo saw shining in the abyss was, in all likelihood, another remnant of his age-old civilization. And who else would light the lanterns, as Reen put it, than Emet Selch himself? It is almost certain that he is there. But if we are to find the stronghold in timely manner, it seems gaining the Endo's trust remains our swiftest path forward. I only hope our deeds are enough to win them over. Thank you for assisting my investigation. I shall seek out our companions and share what we have learned. Much as I like to tell you to sit down and leave the rest to us, your condition demands we make all reasonable haste. If we are not too wary, it may be useful to speak with Porsche Oran again and ask if there's aught else he's willing to divulge. Ivan's friend, you and your companions have done much to repair the damage caused when the waters parted. Anything else you can do? Have you been to the Walls of the Forgotten? Are they the ruins of the Northwest? Yes, that's the sacred site of which I speak. Should it be that your footsteps were guided there by the ancients? I believe it may be so. Listen then, they will tell you of our plans to bring light to the walls, that we might answer the shining call of the illuminated land. We have requested a finless craftsman to shape for us a sacred lamp. He is odd for a land dweller, choosing as he does to live in the ocean, but his skill is beyond question. It's concerning, however, that we have heard nothing of his progress. If we were to visit this artisan and return with our long-awaited light, then any doubt as to your purpose would be laid to rest. His name is Grenold. We will find his workshop in a metal structure to the south. We have heard of Grenold. Some eccentric genius that disappeared a while back. I mean, yeah, who would look under the sea for him? No wonder no one knows where he is. Oh, that's just great, it is. My mind's playing tricks on me now. Look, Renault, someone's come up to visit you at the bottom of a bleeding ocean. Or might you be as a ghost, huh? Go on, foul shade, feast yourself on me, rotten soul. I got no use for it. A craftsman what can't craft is more pointless than a sea slug with a doming hammer. And that's the insult to a bloody sea slug. Grenold appears to be suffering from a crushing bout of self-doubt. Maybe you can psych him out? You wouldn't be trying to raise me spirits now, would you, spirit? Not what you'd expect from a servant of a netherworld. Hello, not Gerald. Have we met before? Might be as we crossed paths back in the Crystarium, but I don't reckon we've been formally introduced. Name's Grenold, and this here's meant to be me underwater sanctuary, a place where I can give myself over to me work, far from the distractions of the outside world. And yet here you stand. Now, what's so damn important that you dive all the way down to the bottom of a bleeding Tempest to bother me? Oh, the Ondo's lamp. Gods curse me, empty-head. I have not so much as made a start. I'm worth less than a sea slug, nay, with slime left than by a sea slug. My delivery date's long past, my workbench is untouched, and I call myself a bleeding artisan. You've heard your beliefs, have you? Bringing light to them ruins be an act of deep religious and cultural significance, and it was my privilege to craft and be tasked with providing a ritual instrument worthy of the occasion. And I just can't bloody well. Me mind's a bleeding blank. It's like I've pissed away me last drop of inspiration. Tell you got someone to show me. Someone that'll give me moose a right kick up the ass. The Ondo want to honor the coming of these ancients, so their answering light got a blaze of a right kind of brightness, like the spark of life caught in a crystal. But just being sparkly is not enough. It's got to dance with joy and sorrow and a sense of hardship endured. You know what I mean? Your thoughts turn to the warriors of light from the first, and the crystals you discovered at the ends of their journeys. Maybe Grenold would find them inspiring? So the crystals we get from the role quests. I've let the Ondo down, but more than that, I've let myself down. Might as well go back to mending kettles, even in another world. What's that you got there? Such striking beauty. It shines with heartache and laughter and the transience of life, like the turmoil of history made manifest. I can see the brilliance of a crystal's legacy. You'd never capture such a gleam, not if you labored 100 years. But bugger me if I don't mean to try. Where's my tools, goddamn you? I must set to work before feeling fades. I can feel it, a vision forming in my mind. Step aside, lass, and let me itching hands get to work. And done. I've taken the wonders that Crystal showed me and channeled them into a new shape, what befits the Ondo's spiritual character. Not a bad job, if I do say so myself. And to think I was this close to hanging up my hammer after studying the craft of them ancients. Been across the length of breadth of Northrend and gobbled up every scrap of crafting wisdom what I could find. But no matter which technique I tried, my genius was just no comparison. I couldn't even figure out how they put them damn buildings together. Mystery for the ages, that's what drew me in the first place. I built my workshop, got the forges burning, and then lost my bleeding will to craft. Thank the gods for that crystal of yours, or I might never have gotten it back. I won't pry into your business, but I reckon your little miracle there has been through the kind of journey they sing songs about. The echoes of a memory it holds just speak directly to your heart. I can still feel them coursing through me. The inspiration not fading away. It's welling up stronger and stronger. Give me a chance and I reckon I can weave the crystal saga into other things as well. But bugger me, I'd almost forgotten the Ondo's commission. If you could drag that lamp over to Tolch's art for me, I'll stay here and dream up new armaments for you to try. You now have access to Grenol's Forge. Equipment rewards will become available for collection based on the role quests you have completed. Okay, but later, some other time. Maybe. What is it you have there? Grenol's lamp. The sacred lamp. The Finless one has kept his promise. My people tell me of the many deeds you have performed in the name of aiding the Cups. And now you come to me bearing the light we had almost surrendered hope of ever seeing. We can doubt your purity no longer. Your arrival was the will of the ancients. Yes, the time for fear has passed. We shall take the lamp and unveil its austere illumination to the walls of the forgotten. Gather there with your companions, and we shall speak again once our prayers have been offered.
O stewards of the Ondo, we offer up our light in answer.
That crystal you showed the artisan. Was it... Did it belong to one of my friends?
Missed that part, did you?
I tried to give you a measure of privacy. No one wants a spirit looking over their shoulder every moment of the day. So tell me, if you would, how did you come across that crystal? I was right then. Strange that I should learn such things now, after they're long gone. They were fine friends, every one of them. I didn't expect death to teach me so much. About them, about Seto, about you, about the hope that hides at the heart of this world. I've never been one for idle chit-chat, but if by some miracle I could see them all again, I doubt I would ever stop talking. I'm grateful I got to bend your ear at least. And just for that, I reckon I'll stick with you. To the very end.
Glad to have you at my side.
Apologies, we were a little late to the gathering.
It seems we succeeded in gaining their trust.
The delay wasn't exactly welcome, but at least our many hands made light work. And they seemed especially impressed with your contribution. Our hero indeed.
Y'shtola was telling us those structures may date back to the age of the Ascians.
An Ascian homeland. Despite his many protestations, I never quite believed Emet Selch was telling the truth.
Nor I. But there is no denying the evidence before our eyes. Clearly this was once a great city. A home they would see restored, no matter how many tens of thousands of years it takes.
It's a hollow dream when you think about it. Even if they manage to rejoin all the worlds, they'll never bring back the ones who were lost. But would I have done any different?
How are you feeling?
You have completed your devotions?
Yes. To the honored ancients have we offered up our prayers and our gratitude. You too have our thanks.
Might we trouble thee then to tell us more of the illuminated land of which thou didst lately speak?
To the west of here lies a great trench. Some days ago, a light appeared in that endless darkness. Curious, we ventured closer and discovered in the depths an entire city. The buildings we spied were akin to our own everlasting abodes. Impossibly so. We understood at once the ancients had risen. There could be no doubt. Taken with terror, we retreated to the cups, and I decreed that none should enter the trench until such time as we received a sign.
Might it still be possible to reach this city of the ancients?
With no water to drown you, a finless one could now travel there. Yes. I am convinced you are the sign for which we have been waiting. My people will show you the way.
Shall we?
We shall. But next time, because this episode is already dragging on long. Until then, I'm Mace and don't get lost.